Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are doing another one of my variegated two-color patterns. This time it's pattern number 89433, and in case you're interested, the Kumi number is 1068. I think it turned out really, really cool. So this one, the variegated blue, is really, really subtle. Um, Hang on. I just had a blurt of audio come through there. So apparently I didn't mute something. All right. Now that's fixed. It's a really, really subtle from the lightest part of the blue to the darkest, but it kind of gave it an acid washed jean kind of effect, which I thought was really, really neat. In fact, like as you look over the whole rest of the bracelet, when this thing gets done, take a look at how it turned out. Um, it's a really really fun look, and I think that honestly, a variegated that had like a deeper change, like going much lighter to a dark, I don't think it would have gone as well with this pattern. So I think this like was the perfect mix because this pattern there's parts where the blue kind of opens up and like it's going in all directions and doing stuff. Um, if there it had gotten much lighter, I think you would have been like taken away. Like like looking at it would have just you would have seen the rows or the directions the strings were going in. But as it is here, it like I said, it just looks like an acid wash. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. My tongue just kind of stumbles over itself every time I try to say that. Anyways, um, it's pretty cool though. I don't know. First going into it, because it's got like two different distinct areas, there's one where it's like nine polka dots in the middle of a diamond, and then the other part looks like a very small Celtic knot, I guess, kind of thing, with some big chevrons in between. I kind of going into it wasn't sure like what my feelings about it overall were. It was just a pattern I had chosen to try, but now that it's done, I kind of really like it. I like the symmetry. I like the fact that the middle section only have that design only happens once. Like right now, like I'm working on the area where there's like the nine dots, right? There's nine red dots, and you can see for with the blue, um, that could have come out really messy if the colors were changing so much more. But it really didn't turn out bad at all. I really do like it. Um, I did a lot of segment knotting with this where I could. Obviously, with the chevron, you can't. But like on the other elements, like I totally got into, trying to make the most of it. And it took me an hour and like 2 minutes. So this, like I said, typically it's right around an hour for a 12 string bracelet. This was no exception. Um, yeah, nothing crazy there. As far as the string usage, nothing there either. It was pretty even, which kind of surprised me because I kind of expected that maybe some would get favored over others, but it really wasn't so bad. So, yay, another another nice one to turn out. Trying to think what else. Like, oh, I was live streaming while this whole thing was going on, so um, there might have been, why it took a little more than an hour. Could be because I was busy chatting and watching videos at the time. So that's kind of on me. But, it wasn't that bad. Like I said, it still only took a little over an hour, so I'm not complaining there. Yeah, here's the chevrons. Chevrons are cool. There's no way to do any segment knotting. You just kind of have to keep going with them. It's just the way it is. Oh, and I kept watching the pattern closely because I was afraid I was going to accidentally do extra rows of chevrons because it does repeat a little bit. I was afraid that I would go too far with it, but yeah, that was a mistake that was avoided. Um, oh, we're probably, I don't know how far into the video we are, but yeah, I should thank my YouTube members for making this possible. Um, go through a lot of string. I know I say that a lot, but that's like one of the main things that the money goes towards is because last few times I bought string, it was over $100 worth of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that. It also helps pay for some of the postage and stuff. We've done some giveaways, things like that. I want to do more giveaways, to be honest. Um, it'll happen in time. I have no doubts it'll happen in time. So, but yeah, thanks to my YouTube members, you guys, I, really, and I try to do everything I can for the YouTube members, right? Like I do like behind the streams, streaming videos. Like actually, right now, you could be watching how I'm recording this and what goes into making the videos. So that's like a thing. Plus, you got the little sticker things, so that way you show up in chat differently, which kind of helps me to notice you guys and single you guys out. There's the Hangouts where everybody joins up over on Discord and we chat about all kinds of stuff, like what goes into the channel and what kind of things I could do better and stuff like that. There's more. Oh, early access to videos. This video is probably been visible to the members for about a month before it becomes public. So that's a thing. If you want to see them early, maybe get your own bracelet made before the video comes out. That could be a thing for you. You know, basically everything I could think of to do for my members, I try because it just means that much to me. So thank you guys again. Um, yeah, so there's that middle thing, right? So the middle thing doesn't have the 9 dots. It only has like 5 because the other bits go in. So it kind of makes it more like the Celtic or I think the Chinese have a knot that actually looks a bit like that. So pretty cool stuff. Um, yeah, my it's been one of those kind of days where I can't think of much to say. Uh, yeah, there was nothing about this bracelet that like I necessarily learned anything. It is it is beginner friendly, I would say. Um, a beginners would end up having to learn some stuff when it came to like where the dots or the other part goes. Um, but that said, it really wasn't that difficult. There's all the strings are kind of able to go straight. You don't have to zigzag anything. So, yeah, I would say this is definitely beginner friendly if you're wanting to have a little bit of a challenge, something that turns out pretty cool looking. Yeah, this definitely works. A beginner might not segment knot as much as I did, like the little area like I'm working on right here, like that might not be the way you did it, but you know, you'll have to come up with a way of solving for it. So that works. Also, it doesn't repeat a whole lot, right? Like the area that it's building into right now. Yeah, like that just doesn't happen much. And so it kind of made it feel kind of fun to make. Yeah, I kind of knew it was going to take a little over the hour when I got to the middle point. Kind of like I record the video like in two segments, two 30-minute segments. And the first 30-minute segment was I was almost to the middle, but not quite. And so I know that it like speeds up in the latter half because the strings are shorter, but I kind of knew like going in that it was going to be just a little bit over just because of like how far I had gotten. But yeah, here's the dots again. There's not much more to it. And then the big reveal where you get to see the whole thing. I like definitely check out like how the blue kind of fades in places. I think it looks really cool. Um, this is not necessarily a pattern I would have said, variegated string would go with, but then I think we really picked out, like I said, the best string for it, right? So hopefully the next few ones, uh, I'm still trying to use up the bag of variegated floss that came. It was a kind of a sampler pack, and my goal is to use them all up just so that way I don't have to come make a new home for them. So that's why, if you're wondering why there's so many variegated floss videos, that's why. I'm trying to use it up, trying to make it all not have to worry about a home. I have a lot of string as it is, and trying to keep it sorted and stuff, that's kind of an issue. So, but that's because I'm doing videos daily. So, been doing it for a couple of years now. So hopefully you guys appreciate it, have some fun with it. If you have questions, let me know. It could become a video. Me answering, letting you know how to accomplish whatever it is you're into. That could happen. It's been known to happen. Um, yeah, so the string's already going off to the side. So there we go. We are near the very end. So thank you for hanging out with me. You made it this far. So it's awesome. If you haven't already, hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. It helps get the video out to more people. And yeah, here comes the big reveal. So thank you guys once again. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.